For more free African history resources, please go directly to our website or click the links below.
The History of Islam in Africa, Part 6. The Spread of Islam in Eastern Africa. Islam had first entered into Eastern Africa when, in order to escape persecution, Prophet Muhammad and his followers contacted the leadership of Ethiopia for assistance. Under the instruction of Prophet Muhammad, the early followers of Islam fled from Arabia into Africa, specifically the nation of Ethiopia. Within the Islamic tradition, this is a well-known event called the migration to Abyssinia, and it is also known as the First Hijrah. This was the first introduction of Islam into the continent of Africa to a large degree. The spread of Islam in Nubia. The Nubian Empire was established in 4800 BC, and they developed a sophisticated culture spanning thousands of years. The Nubian Empire was located in northeastern Africa, in the region of modern-day Sudan. The Nubians developed the kingdom of Makuria, which grew in power and stature after the decline of the Nubian Empire in the years after 350 AD. The decline of the Nubian Empire meant the breaking up of the territory into smaller African kingdoms. The kingdom of Makuria was located in the same region near to the former capital of Nubia, which was Napata. The kingdom of Makuria also had near to itself two other African kingdoms of Nubian descent, namely Alwa, also known as Alodia, to the south, and Nobadia, also known as Nobatia, to the north. The capital of Nobadia was Fares, just south of Aswan in Egypt, and the capital of Alwa was Soba, which was close to Khartoum in modern-day Sudan. The Africans of Makuria used mud brick to build what would become the capital of Makuria, called Old Dongola, which was near to the Nile River between the neighboring kingdoms of Alwa and Nobadia. By 600 BC, the kingdom of Makuria and the kingdom of Nobadia combined to form a much larger kingdom, and Christianity had been introduced by this time. Therefore, these Nubian kingdoms were all Christian. Now, by 642 AD, Islam had spread throughout the Middle East, and a Muslim nation known as the Rashidun Caliphate had been established, with their capital being in Medina, Arabia. The Rashidun Caliphate attempted to invade Nubia with an army of 20,000 Arab soldiers. The kingdom of Makuria defeated them due to their superior military tactics, which included the use of the bow and arrow. This event was known as the First Battle of Dongola. In 652 AD, due to a breach of a previous peace treaty, war erupted again between the two kingdoms. The Arabs were led by Abdullah ibn Sa'd, who declared war and marched 5,000 Arab soldiers against the Africans of the kingdom of Makuria. Yet again, the Arab army was defeated, and this time a peace treaty known as the Bact was established. The establishment of the Bact Treaty between the African kingdom of Makuria and the Arab Caliphate of Rashidun was a unique agreement in world history. At the time, no such agreement had ever been made between a Muslim and non-Muslim nation. The treaty established the foundation for mutual trade, and prosperity between the two kingdoms was kept for 600 years. The kingdom of Makuria would import from the Muslim world luxurious goods such as exotic vegetables, textile goods, carpets, lentils, wheat, and vinegar. The Muslims would import from Makuria goods such as ivory, leopard skins, dates, ebony, furniture, spears, and exotic African animals such as lions, monkeys, elephants, and giraffes. Islam penetrated the area over a long period of time through intermarriage and contacts with Muslim merchants and settlers. Over time, the influx of Muslim traders introduced Islam slowly to Nubia, and it gradually supplanted Christianity. The Fung Sultanate. By 1365 AD, the Christian Nubian kingdoms of Makuria and Alodia had begun their decline, and the region was divided into much smaller states. The Fung Sultanate, which was also known as the Sultanate of Sennar, was established in 1504 AD in the region of modern-day Sudan, northwestern Eritrea, and western Ethiopia. The Fung Sultanate was created by an African ethnic group known as the Fung. The Fung capital was the city of Sennar and was a prosperous trading center hosting representatives from all over the Middle East and Africa. The Fung Sultanate embraced Islam as their national religion. The Fung Sultanate was also known as the Black Sultanate. The rulers of the Fung Sultanate were known for introducing religious revival through the immigration of Muslim scholars from other countries, such as Egypt, Iraq, and Morocco, and the dispatching of students to study at Al-Azhar University in Egypt. They also established the first religious courts. Sufi Islam is known as the most mystical sect of Islam. Both Islamic Sufi sects and traditional ulema or scholars, schools of thought, contributed to this revival. When a senior religious figure of the Sufi sects died, his followers built domes to bury him inside, and they would visit the sites occasionally. The establishment of the Fung Sultanate opened doors for the flow of Sufi theology and preachers together with the flow of traditional Muslim scholars. At this phase, Sudanese colloquial Arabic spread throughout many parts of the region. Poets use a combination of colloquial and classical Arabic in their verse. Although Islamization followed quickly after the fall of the Nubian Christian kingdoms, a distinctive Nubian culture and language was retained. The Fung Sultanate continued to prosper well into 1821 AD. Islam would continue to spread through many other East African kingdoms and empires over the coming years.